Fine, I'll say it. Suzuki is the gift that keeps on giving. Suzuki has done something a little different here, something bolder, aiming for a higher weight class with a jab and a cross. Ready, a little bit of wordplay there for you. Introducing the all-new Suzuki Across. The Across is the latest flagship and Suzuki's step into the upper market, offering more luxuries, more space and more convenience for Suzuki's known affordability. But let me ask you this question, did you notice this? It's a hybrid, but much like your mum's Nando's order, it's mild.
You see, the Across isn't a traditional hybrid that's capable of driving on electrical power alone. Instead, Suzuki's SHVS system uses a small lithium-ion battery to assist the petrol engine when needed. And the goal here isn't outright performance, it's efficiency. The battery steps in when pulling away from a stop, during acceleration, and whenever the engine could use a little extra help. The second piece of the puzzle is the ISG, or Integrated Starter Generator. It recovers energy during braking and deceleration, stores it in the battery, and also helps deliver smoother and quieter engine restarts through the stop-start system. Now, across the range, all trims of the Across share the same engine, a 1.5 litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder producing 76 kilowatts with 137 Nm of torque to the front wheels only. Now, only the entry level comes with a 5-speed manual, while the higher trims come with a 6-speed auto.
Speaking of trims, this is the GL Auto. Now just below that you have the GL manual, and above that you have the range-topping GLX, which has a host of luxuries, conveniences, and driver-assisted systems.
I did say Suzuki was doing something different, and it's very evident from the Across's styling. It feels a little bolder than the usual Suzuki memo, but it's also not trying to be over-the-top flashy. It looks confident in its simplicity. No over-the-top huge grille, which we've come to expect on SUVs these days. The Across rather focuses on the front end with a nicely sculpted bumper with a ton of character. Just check out the grille. It's slender and finished in black that extends downwards to the LED fog lamps housing. It sort of looks like a mustache. The lower bumper looks like a blend of roughness and sport with some butch cladding and a little bit of lip. The sharp LED projector headlamps with integrated DRLs give the Across a modern lighting signature and are connected by a chrome trim piece with the Suzuki logo at the center. The side has subtle character elements with minor creases near the side skirts, the large cladding around the wheels, finished off with the blacked out mirrors and roofline. Across the range you get 17-inch wheels, however on the GL models they are painted as opposed to the two-tone style on the GLX. I like the silhouette of the Across, it's got a little cheek to it with its sloping inspired roofline. However, the rear of the Across will have you thinking, is this really a Suzuki? The biggest statement is the full width LED light bar, which is just awesome. It gives me Starship vibes. With the individual lighting elements, I kind of wished it did a sequential indicator sequence, but the indicators are off to the side and still look pretty cool. The light housing actually is very angular and sharp, as well as very sporty, and ties a lot of the rear together. In fact, the rear probably has the most amount of sport elements on the Across, with the spoiler and the pronounced boot lid, but does get a little tame with the lower bumper. The Across is definitely aiming for a more premium futuristic look, with styling that could stand toe-to-toe with some of its competitors. But there are a few things I can't help but mention that don't really inspire me, like the wheels. Yes, the GLX does come with the better looking ones, and it's just a little unfortunate that the GL Auto has to suffer with the same plain color ones. The use of silver trim isn't giving me premium. The roof racks and the bumper lip break the aesthetic a little, but aren't a deal breaker. You can tell Suzuki is dropping a new design language with the Across. Something very different, might I add, but in a great way.
Okay, if the exterior has you wondering if this is a Suzuki, then the interior will confirm it, but not in the usual way. There's a lot of differences going on in here, and it's quite pleasant.
Take the steering wheel. It's basically the same wheel you'll find on the rest of the Suzuki lineup, which is rounded and houses your media and cruise controls. What immediately stood out to me is the dashboard. Everything is laid out logically, with the 10-inch touchscreen taking center stage. The screen itself is decent, responsive, and supports wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. However, the base UI is not great. It feels like it needs a software update. The same can't actually be said for the digital instrument cluster, which looks sharp and well laid out. You are able to switch between a lot of information, but I like to keep it on the power diagram to see where the battery is actually being used. There is a lot of convenience in the cabin with the auto climate control, a wireless phone charger, USB-C ports, an electronic park brake, auto hold, as well as a number of physical buttons. The seats on the GL are cloth and are manually adjustable, but you do get leather with electronic adjustment on the GLX. The seats themselves are decent, not luxury, but are comfy and supportive. The same is said for the rear seating, which is made more pleasant with a great amount of head and leg room, scoring awesome points for the Across. Creature comforts in the rear include rear air vents, USB-C ports, and a folding armrest with cup holders. The material quality is economical, with decent build quality throughout the cabin, but it's good to see Suzuki attempting to step up its definition of premium. Oh, almost forgot, the Across offers a generous boot with 398 liters of space, extended to 1,368 liters when you drop the 40-60 split rear seats. Standard safety includes 6 airbags, ABS, hill hold, a reverse camera, and ISOFIX seat anchors. The GL Auto has rear parking sensors and automatic headlights, but as you may notice, the GLX comes with the additional safety measures.
So what does the Across feel like to drive? Well, I'll tell you this, it feels exactly as you would expect from Suzuki. It does the job, it gets the job done. It's not trying to be luxurious, it's not trying to be sporty or anything, it's just a capable drive. Now, the issues I do have with the drive is the handling. The steering is very, very weighted. It can be a little bit difficult sometimes, but in that being said, there is a lot of feedback from the car, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. So obviously I can feel a lot of the road through the steering wheel and through the pedals, which is okay, I don't mind. I mean, I'm not expecting a lot of, luxuries when it comes to such a budget-friendly SUV like this. But the surprising thing is definitely the economy. Now, we did mention this is a mild hybrid, and I'm averaging around 6.7 liters per 100 Ks. And I've done about 180 kilometers, and I've only just almost touched the halfway mark. So you can kind of take that information and do what you will with it, but still, the Suzuki Across is great. The suspension it's all right, it's not so bad. I thought it would be a little bit more meddlesome, especially in the bigger SUV, but it's okay, it manages the road fine. My expectations of the actual driving experience of the Suzuki Across has been met. It's a budget-friendly SUV. It drives like one, it handles like one. Don't expect many luxuries. You're getting what you're paying for the price, which is absolutely fine. A lot of people expect more for flagship and stuff, but this is Suzuki affordability, premium affordability, and it's just it translates in its driving. I don't think this car is going to be meddlesome on long trips. In fact, I think once you settle into it, you feel quite comfortable. The seats are great. They are cloth, like I said, but they are cushiony and comfortable. So yeah, look, there isn't much to say about the Across's driving experience. Oh, let me move out the way for the cyclist. Away, bro. Have a good day. Drive safe. Yeah, so Suzuki Across driving experiences, I can't say much, I'm sorry. It's just, no, but that's not the bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all that I can't say much. It's a capable car. There isn't anything I can say that's wrong, nor can I say there's anything that's bad. It's just a subtle SUV that's really economical. Yeah. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you're not expecting performance, you're not even expecting comfort, you're just expecting reliability and convenience. Maybe even economy, which I am doing pretty well. So far, I'm averaging about 6.7, and this is, like I mentioned, a mild hybrid. So I'm assuming that low economy is thanks to the hybrid system working. Now, in terms of power, this is the tricky, but it's it's not enough. I feel like it's not enough. Now, if it was a full load, like maybe a whole family, suitcases, the whole shebang, I'm not sure if it's going to be powerful enough to actually make it through. But at the same time, you're not aiming to go far fast, you're actually aiming to go far economically. So maybe that 1.5 liter will manage, but who's to say? I would like a longer testing period to actually give you an accurate answer there. But from my initial assessment, long distance, heavy car, 1.5 liter naturally aspirated, the math isn't mathing 100%. So the other aspect of the driving is the steering wheel. Now, this is a typical handling Suzuki. It's a little bit weighted, but you have a lot of feedback from the car, which is okay for me, but most people won't find it acceptable. But again, I have to remind you, economy SUV. The handling and suspension is all right. It does everything adequate. It's decent. It's a really decent handling SUV. Now, the other aspect that I have to touch on is that you should not expect huge amounts of performance. You should not expect a huge amount of comforts or luxuries, because this is a premium SUV, not a luxury SUV. So yes, premium is a label, but at the same time, don't have your expectations too high. If you want a car that is averaging really good economy, plenty of space, plenty of room to improve or to grow as a family, this is the one to pick. The final word to describe the Suzuki Across is comfortable convenience, wrapped in Suzuki's premium finishes and affordability. Now, the manual GL is going to set you back just under 350,000 Rand, with the GL Auto costing you 372,900 Rand. And if you want the range-topping GLX, you're going to have to fork out 464,900 Rand. Personally, I would pick the GLX, as I am a man who loves luxuries and tech, but the GL Auto is value for money. Now, the biggest crux is obviously the driving impressions I gave you earlier. However, those shouldn't be deal breakers, as this car isn't made for luxury driving. It's made for economy, and this is what you're going to get with this beautiful economy. And that's partly thanks to the hybrid system working a lot in the background. Now, also, the biggest selling point of this is its space and its convenience, and those are big checkboxes for a lot of medium income households. So what do you think? Is the Across value for money, or is it a nah, we should just rather go for something else? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.